Rugby League, and it's a big match this afternoon. It's the Challenge Cup quarter-final between Halifax, the reigning league champions, and Hull KR, who you might recall were beaten in the final at Wembley by Castleford last year. Big match, as I say. We'll have the second half for you live, but first, highlights of the first half, starting with the team news and our commentators Alec Murphy and Ray French.
Blue skies and sun here at Thrum Hall, where Halifax have a late inclusion in their side. Utility back Neil Haig coming in for scrum half Gary Stevens. Stevens' injury, hamstring injury, didn't respond to treatment, unfortunately. But Hull Kingston Rovers, they've been plagued by injuries all season, but today with Fairbairn, Clark and Broadhurst all declared fit, they must be very confident of a second successive semi-final. Good chance here, differential penalty to give Halifax a chance to put some real pressure on Rovers. 15 minutes gone, still 3 points to 0 for Hull KR. Oh, there's a chance here for Nella. Oh, that was a good tackle. Still going. Is he in? Yes, he is. Skipper Chris Anderson. Good try from skipper there. Chris Anderson sent away, but they're congratulating that lad Keith Nella. It was his plunge, his drive that brought the forwards in and left the gap for Anderson to take advantage of. 4 points to 3 now.
And this is what Halifax required, the Australian connection here. Keith Nella, big blonde lad here, bustles his way in, just looks as though he's going to crash over. But watch Chris Anderson here, he pops up, and this is where you want to score tries in cup ties, right in the middle of the sticks.
And Neil Haig, Halifax number 6, to put the ball in. And a good heel again. Edie. Anderson, oh, that's good play from Anderson. Has he got the pace? Wicks to Wilson. He's in. Yes. Excellent try. And it was made by, again, the skipper Chris Anderson, spotting the gap and just having the pace to make that extra yard on the outside, giving Scott Wilson there the formality.
And this is magnificent football from Halifax here. Chris Anderson starts to move, Graham Eady in the line, big bustling centre, and here he is again, Chris Anderson, leading by example. This is a magnificent break. Not only does he make the break, he hands the ball on to Grant Ricks, and Scott Wilson's there to have the simplest of chances.
Oh, good ball to Pendlebury. To Eady, the gap's there. And there's the try. Copybook play by this Australian fullback Graham Eady. Already broken Halifax's fullback try-scoring record. That's his 16th of the season.
Well, he was having a pint before the game, Ray, and somebody was saying that Graham Reedy's put a bit of pace on, but what a beautiful ball for John Pendlebury. Watch as the big fella launches onto this. Not only is he big, not only is he strong, he's put 2 yards of pace on from somewhere. Strength, pace, and what a good try.
Oh, good ball to Whitfield. Well, again, Colin Whitfield, he insists on throwing this ball to anybody, but it could have worked. There's a try there. Yes. It's Chris Anderson's second. Copybook standoff play. Good backing up. Tremendous try. And aren't that good, big Halifax crowd delighted by it all. What an example for a player coach.
Well, Chris Anderson here, I would think big Will George here, but Chris Anderson, I think they'll give him the town hall clock. Nella again owns the ball, but look who's in support. Not only does he score it, look where he wants to go. Makes it as easy as possible for Colin Whitfield. I think after this they'll give him the town hall clock.
And delight on the Halifax faces, the scoreline of 21 points to 3 here for these Yorkshiremen. Side really put on the sparkle here this afternoon. Just 6.5 minutes gone here in the second half. And Hull Kingston Rovers from left to right in our screens on the white shirts and the red band Certainly got a lot to do, Alec, haven't they?
Yes, I think they're really being outclassed, outplayed and outthought, because Halifax are playing some magnificent football, taking the ball up and really supporting the man with the ball. It really looks as though there's only one side in it.
Miller. And I think it's the force of that tackling that's really giving Hulkington Rovers problems. Halifax have put the tries on the board, but whenever Hulkington Rovers have attacked, tremendous defence from Halifax.
This fella George on the floor, Ray, if you just have a look at the size of his legs, how would you like two of them on a plate?
Keith Neller, Scott. Good forward play, good combination play, and good stand-off there from Anderson. He's got the pace to Eady. Oh, knock on. Would have been a certain try, and it's that combination again of Australian fullback Graham Eady and his skipper, player coach Chris Anderson. Both of these two players follow the ball, follow the half break. And a scrum down here now. Paul Harkin to put the ball in.
I don't think, Ray, I've ever seen Chris Anderson, you know, run as fast as what he's actually going. He looks as though he's really put a lot of pace on, or he's keen to get to Wembley.
What is significant, Alec, that coach Roger Millward has moved ex-Great Britain international Mike Smith into the standoff position now to mark him.
Well, I think he's a good judge, because certainly Chris Anderson's causing all the damage.
And George Fairbairn a little upset there. Usually the most phlegmatic of customers is George.
I think this should be interesting, Ray. What's he saying? Is he saying this in Australian, or is he asking to have a pint? I think he'll find out till he get the message over.
Well, it's a penalty to Hulkington Rovers. To Doherty. And that's a good kick. We've had some good line kicking here this afternoon, especially from this man Doherty. Oh, good break here by Andy Kelly, the substitute. To Smith. Rovers coach Roger Millward brought on both his substitutes, Gordon Smith and Kelly, but Gordon Smith had to go off very, very quickly injured. But looking to, I think, change the mode of his play. They've concentrated Rovers far too much on forward probes down the middle, to the neglect of the wings. This is better stuff from them. And there's Kelly again. Good ball to Stead. Oh, he's beaten Scott. He must be in. Yes. That's better. More expansive tactics there from Hulkington Rovers, switching it out wide. They over-concentrated on the down-the-middle probes.
I think what they're going to start calling now is Super Sub Kelly. He's only touched the ball twice. He's made a break, made a try, and it's a lovely ball here as he gets the ball, Andy Kelly. And Ray Stead has a lot of work to do here. Outpaces Mick Scott, and he still's got to score it. It does Keith Nell in the corner. Good try.
So Ray Stead bringing Hulkington Rovers back in at 21 points to 7. But a very difficult kick here for John Doherty. He's got a breeze blowing in his direction. Just got the one goal, the opening goal in the 5th minute. But a kick of this quality would give some fresh heart to Rovers. No, just didn't have the strength. So 21-7 then to Halifax.
I think also that's the first time really the Hull Kingston Rovers have moved the ball out to the flanks, and when they do this, they have big chances.
Halifax very keen to progress from this third round of the Challenge Cup, keen to get to Wembley, haven't been there since 1956, 31 years ago. Good big crowd here urging them on. And Rovers, of course, the runners-up at Wembley last year, beaten by Castleford just by that point, 15-14. And in those great Halifax days in the 50s, it was that pack of players like Ken Trail, Jack Wilkinson, John Henderson that laid the foundations for success. And this pack this afternoon's done the same. Well, we've seen this all afternoon, an interesting kicking duel here between George Fairbairn and Graham Eadie. Neither side seemingly wanted to play the ball in their own 25. Turek. Egg again. Had a good game, this lad, number 7, coming in as a last-minute replacement for the injured Gary Stevens. Oh, George Fairbairn coming up for the ball then.
Yes, I think he realises right now that Hull Kingston Rovers have got to throw caution to win. They've got to move this ball out wide, because there's no way they're going to break Halifax down the middle.
Very good tackling stint there from two prop forwards for Halifax, the Graham Beavers and Keith Neller. Well, Alec, they're still persisting in these tactics, aren't they?
Yes, there's very, very little pattern to the Hull Kingston Rovers play. I think they'll be much wider using the ball out. They've got good 3 quarters, and why they're not moving it wide, I don't know.
Well done by referee John Holsworth. It was a forward pass. And I think what we're seeing there is that little animosity between Fairbairn and Grant Ricks that we saw earlier on when George Fairbairn got a penalty. And now Grant Ricks, number 4, gets a penalty. Just 15 minutes gone in the second half. 21 points to 7 for Halifax. Neller had a very strong game, this blonde-haired prop from Brisbane. Paul Dixon.
I think the difference is, Ray, when Halifax have the ball, they look as though they're going to do something with it, and they're very, very dangerous and sharp on the break.
And the Halifax forwards running from 5, 10, 15 yards, really running from depth, getting some steam going by the time they're taking the ball. Anderson. Oh, Sean almost through. He's been the architect of this good score so far, this Chris Anderson, player coach. Certainly revitalised this Halifax club. George Fairbairn. Good recovery there by Fairbairn.
It was also very interesting, Ray, because when George Fairbairn caught that ball, he was definitely caught it behind the line, and normally it's a 25-yard trap, but John Holsworth obviously played the advantage and let play go on.
Watkinson. Good tackle from Wilson. Nice switch of play by Watkinson. Yes, good roar goes up from the crowd there as John Pendlebury gets that ball. And Scott Wilson looking to run before he caught the ball. Halifax had good share of possession from number 9 there, Seamus McCallion. Good hooking stint against David Watkinson. Surprisingly, had a lenient let-off last night by the disciplinary committee, having been suspended for 3 matches. Was allowed to play today. And I think Paul Harkin took a knock in the back. Dorahy. Well, certainly John Dorahy there looking to open out play. Commendable, adventurous, but I think he knows it was a bad pass.
I think he also realises, Ray, that they've got to move this ball out wide, and the only chance they're going to get is by taking chances.
Problems there between Watkinson and McCallion. Neither side letting each other have the loose head. Get back on the spot, says Holdsworth. Neil Haig to put the ball in. And again the head. Parker to Dorahy. Good ball to Gary Clark. He's got space to work in. But a good tackle by Whitfield. Smith, Miller. Good dummy by Broadhurst. But an equally good tackle by that number 8. Hard-working prop for Halifax there, Beavers. Oh, Fairbairn, he's on his own. Perhaps 10 years ago, George Fairbairn might have gone away from the cover. Not now. Smith. But a knock-on. Wilf George just couldn't hold the ball. Had a very good game, very strong man to put down.
Well, this is a chance here from Ulkington Rovers. A beautiful ball, but George just knocking the pass down.
Fairbairn. Miller.
There looks a little bit more urgency in the Ulkington Rovers play now, Ray. They're moving the ball out wide, and they are trying to get it to another man.
I think one of the differences, Alec, is the movement and distribution by Mike Smith now in the stand-off position.
Yes, he's settled the game down, and he's obviously knowing that they've got to win by moving the ball out wide.
And there is Mike Smith. To Miller. Certainly Ulkington Rovers' best spell of the match. Dorahy. Well, I think Gary Clark knew that was the 6th tackle. Rather forlorn pass. George again. I'd just like to see this lad get half a break. He certainly can run. Haig. I think Halifax playing some very safety first rugby league at the moment. They've not been past the 3rd round of this cup for 7 years. Determined to get into the semi-finals. But not like that. Miller.
think the way that Halifax are coming up very, very quickly, the little short kick over the top would do a lot of damage.
Emma. At the moment, Hulkinson Rovers really overdoing this forward play. They're coming in ones, they're coming from a flat standing position. And being harried and hounded by these blue and white hoops of Halifax. Edith. Oh, that's a good pass from Edith to Pendlebury to Dixon. Oh, good run by Ricks. Can he get it away? He does. To Scott Wilson. That's a good ball to Nella. Oh! Poor McCallion. But superb play. Let's give credit to a hooker there, Seamus McCallion, at the end of a movement like that.
Well, this is the class that Halifax have been playing. Tremendous football here. And my man up to now, this Keith Nella. Beautiful ball from Scott Wilson. Runs on the outside. Look at Nella, prop forward. A beautiful ball inside. McCallion just can't hold it. Owl lucky.
And a good heel from Hulkinson Rovers. It swung into touch there like a sack of coal. But certainly the Halifax contingent there enjoying this. Now, very good crowd here, but good conditions, good weather conditions for the match. And I think, Alec, one of the significant factors is the amount of possession Rovers are getting now. 13 scrums to 8 now. David Watkinson's wheeled this ball out.
Yes, and now you understand why they were so keen to get him off yesterday's suspension. But he is hooking the ball as though it's red hot.
But I'm afraid the rest of his forwards are not doing too much with it.
They do look lacking in ideas, but I think the best way out of this is keep trying and persevering and moving the ball up wide like they're doing now.
Step to Fairburn. Certainly George Fairburn here at full-back. Coming up into the line now. And the sixth tackle. Well, yes, another sixth tackle. Referee John Holsworth signifying that Scott Wilson had touched the ball. Just 15 minutes to go. 21 points to 7 to Halifax. I'm sure they're quite content to tackle all afternoon. They have done so far. Oh, and there's a chance, there's a try. And that's what comes. Colin Whitfield. Another 4 points, and really that try came because again Hulkinson Rovers were standing still, passing the ball flat, and just like a sort of rugby union 7-a-side tournament, the opponents were waiting for them. The ball came to Colin, and there's the try.
Well, I think Hulkinson Rovers will look at this video tonight, and Mike Smith does something here you must never ever do in rugby league. Turn your back, never look, and look at Colin Whitfield. Thank you very much. Is this me? How easy is this? Good try.
So, another simple kick, I should think, here for Whitfield. And I, for one, certainly didn't expect a score as large as this between these two teams. But there it is, 27 points to 7 now for Halifax. And surely the player coach, Chris Anderson, well, he must be having his mind on the semi-finals draw. John Holsworth just stopping the play. Mick Scott, the substitute, coming off there. Done a very hard-working stint. And Neil James on in his place.
Not too bad subs to bring on, Ray, at this stage of the game, although I don't think they need it.
Yes, Neil James, Great Britain forward from last season against France. Well, back again. Oh, good run from Wolf George. This is the run I said we wanted to see. He's got Fairbairn to beat. But a good tackle from George Fairbairn. Copybook stuff, right round the legs. But it's all Halifax, McCallion. A real confident side now, Halifax. They've won this cup 4 times in their history. But 31 years since they were last at the Twin Towers. Anderson. Well, he gets it back, but a knock-on. Can't have a second advantage, surely. But I think everything's gone right for that little man there on his knees, Chris Anderson, this afternoon. He's picked up 2 tries, he's made 1. He's kept his forwards pounding away. Tactical player.
I think he must be thinking where he gets the match ball if he scores 3 tries. He certainly worked hard enough for it.
Bob Watkinson again with the ball. In fact, it's a good job, Alec, for Hulkinson Rovers that David Watkinson did get the repeal.
Yes, it is, because he has really shoveled the ball out, but it's a pity that, like you said, Hulkinson's been able to do anything with it.
Well, I, for one, thought Hulkinson Rovers might really do something this afternoon. They've been plagued with injuries all season. Had one of the strongest sides out. Good driving run from Dixon there. Haig to James. Colin Whitfield trying to take the ball one-handed. Chris Burton still ploughing gallantly upfield. But I think Hulkinson Rovers, Alec, could afford to kick the ball with the scrum possession that they're getting.
Well, I don't think everything's going right for Hulkinson Rovers, Ray, and Halifax are so much on top. I think anything they did would come off. They've really outplayed Hulkinson Rovers in every department.
Graham Eady. Oh, straight through 4 tackles. He's a big lad, is this Australian fullback, but he shouldn't have gone through 4 tackles like that. But there's one, there's a chance. Paul Dixon striding for the line, and he's in. No problem. And literally now this Halifax side are going through this paper-thin Hulkinson Rovers defence. And 31 points to 7 for Halifax. Well, who would have thought that at the kick-off?
Well, I don't think anybody would want to draw Halifax in the next round in the semi-final. What a beautiful ball of Pendlebury again. Paul Dixon just got selected for Great Britain, makes George Fairbairn stretch, and so does he.
Yes, I was speaking to the coach Anderson earlier in the week, and he said that this lad Paul Dixon had really come on in confidence since his cap against France just 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he's certainly playing with it. A tricky kick here for Colin Whitfield. No, again, not at his best kicking boots on today, Colin, but I don't think he or Chris Anderson will be too bothered.
I think the beer will be flowing thick and fast in the pubs in Halifax tonight, Ray, because they've really played some delightful football. They've supported the man with the ball, they've tackled well, and really they've done everything what's good for rugby league.
Anderson. Brian Tulip, substitute, just coming onto the field very quickly for Seamus McCallion. And Watkinson's lost it now. Tulip. Good strong running forward now, this lad. Started life as a wingman with Pontypridd Rugby Union Club.
I think this fell on the floor, Ray, this Nella. He's really had a good game. He's really been kept Ulkington on the toes all afternoon.
Dixon. Well, he was almost taunting Andy Kelly there to come and get him. And look at the grin on his face. And I think that's the difference between these two sides, Ali, the eagerness of this Halifax side into the tackle, isn't it?
Yes, they've obviously worked on the tackling, Ray, because it's never relented from the start of the game to the finish of the game, and really they're going to be a very, very difficult side to beat.
Smith.
I think if there is a difference with the play now, if you just look and notice where the Ulkington Rovers plays, you could throw a net over all 13 of them.
Good kick from Gavin Miller, pushing Scott Wilson back. The difference is every one of these Halifax forwards wants the ball, wants to run on the ball. Brian Julif, fresh, just recovered from very bad leg injury which required 25 stitches. Well, Brian Julif sensed there was a gap. Just not got the speed he had in his wing days. There's 5 minutes left, 31-7 for Halifax. Oh, well taken by Whitfield. Anderson. Good kick.
I think if he tried walking on water tonight, Ray, I don't think he'd have any problem.
A punishing kick there from number 6, Chris Anderson. Pushes Ulkington Rovers back. Keeps the pressure on them. Referee John Holdsworth wanted a clear tunnel. But the scrum figures there, 15 scrums to 9. Well, that tells a sorry story for Ulkington Rovers. Almost 2-1 possession and losing by 31 points to 7. Miller. Broadhurst. Had a powerful game, Mark Broadhurst, this New Zealand ex-test prop. Halifax had tremendous success under this Australian coach Chris Anderson. Man of the match here today, and last season he guided them to the Championship of the League and the Premiership runners-up spot, and who knows, possibly an appearance at Wembley this season. Certainly few people forecast this score before the game, didn't they?
Well, I did forecast an Halifax victory, and I was accused of, when I came in, to one of the Unkingston supporters said, "Thank God you've not tipped us."
Anderson. Once or twice, though, we've seen Colin Whitfield overrunning the passes from Chris Anderson. Kelly. Oh, good pass from Kelly to Dorothy. Now, has he got the pace to go off from George? He hasn't. Will George. Oh, good win. Once again, though, flounders on that George Fairburn tackle. Oh, but that's a beautiful pass. Is Ricks going for the corner himself? He is, yes. Good dummy there by Grant Ricks. Good judgment in his pace. And 35 points to 7 for Halifax now. Absolute slaughter of Hulkinson Rovers.
And who says that's Australian? Just look at this fella go. Look at the size of these fella's legs. He looks like one of these giant turkeys. But look at the ball off Neil Lake. Who says Wally Lewis can only do this? This has got to be fully 35 yards. And this fella's a good centre, Grant Ricks. Takes the ball's got confidence. Still got to score it. And does it in style.
Certainly played with style here this afternoon. Grant Ricks from the Eastern Suburbs Club in Brisbane. But he hasn't done Colin Whitfield any favours here with the kick. Halifax then surely now going into their first semi-final for 7 years. Must have their eyes on a return to Wembley. And I think somehow coach Chris Anderson's going to be interested in the BBC breakfast time draw, the semi-finals on Tuesday at 7:50. The wind dropped for this kick. But no, just didn't have the strength. But whoever I think Halifax draw, I don't think Chris Anderson's going to fear anyone, Alec.
Well, Ray, I'd like to just be in the same situation as him tomorrow, and if it wasn't Tellinger who drew him, well, what a tremendous game, but we'll be happy to get there first.
Well, there is the hooter. No more play. Superb victory for Halifax. 35 points to 7 against Hulkinson Rovers. Magnificent performance.
Overwhelming.